Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary. This is Maxximum Motors, and in this episode, I come clean about everything. Okay, before we get into that, I just want to say a welcome to all the new viewers and a welcome back to everyone else. In this episode, we are indeed going to disclose some information. I've learned some tough lessons over the last couple of weeks. Stay tuned for that. Okay, first lesson learned today though, I don't have any washer fluid in storage units. So, next stop for me is the oil change center. Then we're going to get into it. Let's go. Okay, I am out and about. Had some errands to do. First thing was get the oil change done on the Silverado, which I am currently in. Silverado. So that's done. Then I had a t-shirt to take back that I bought for Amanda, an Ozzy Osbourne t-shirt. She's a huge fan, as am I, but it wouldn't fit either of us, so that went back. And now I'm at the car wash. It's kind of a familiar theme with me, actually. When you have OCD, live in Canada, and it's November, you know, you spend a lot of time in the Dolleros at the car wash. Anyways, while I'm waiting for that, I thought I would just get into it. I have learned a lot of things about being a YouTuber. Here's what I've learned. First of all, editing videos is a lot of work. And anyone that tells you otherwise, well, either don't know what they're talking about or they're just plain not being honest. Even a 30-second short, and I'm going to come back to shorts in a minute, even a 30-second short can take an hour or two to edit, depending on the complexity of the cut, soundtrack, subtitles, that kind of thing. But beyond that, getting into feature length videos, you know, that are an hour long, you know, you could be drawing from 3, 4, 5 hours of footage, and you are then tasking yourself with editing that down. You know, in my case, I don't do anything more than an hour-long episode, and ideally more like half hour, and sometimes even shorter than that. And that gets me to my next topic. I am learning the hard way to stay on topic. So I'll give you an example. I am an automotive content YouTuber, right? But once in a while, I do something that I thought was cool or would be, you know, something to share with my audience. Like going down, you know, while we were in Kentucky, we went to the Australian themed zoo. And then more recently, I did this Sasquatch episode, and I've realized that I didn't really explain who Derek Bierry is from Vice Grip Garage, assuming that everyone knew who he was. Well, he's the self-proclaimed Sasquatch. So, you know, I did this really cool AI short video thing, like kind of a faux history of Bigfoot, and I thought that would be entertaining. But I had a friend at work say, hey, I thought you sent me the wrong link. I didn't even think that was you. I'm like, no, it's me. Well, I guess I confused people. And not only did I confuse my viewers, I confused the YouTube algorithm. Let me explain. So, you know, as a content creator, you know, I thought it was a good idea to self-promote by doing little shorts. In fact, there's a way to do shorts on YouTube and then create a link or a bridge to the feature-length video. And that seemed like a great idea. But what I've learned is when you only have a small channel and only so many episodes, that can actually confuse the algorithm. I'm going to put up a screenshot for you of my top 10 videos in the last 28 days. 7 of the 10 are now shorts. So what's happened is the algorithm now thinks I'm a shorts channel. And I have noticed a cliff drop, if you will, a nosedive, better way of putting it, in my traffic on my YouTube channel because the algorithm is no longer pushing my content out to a potential audience of long format viewers. So I've had to learn this the hard way. So one YouTuber, kind of expert on YouTubing, person, coach, or whatever you want to call them, said, don't confuse the algorithm. In other words, if your channel is automotive content, stay on topic, but also, and just as importantly, if you're long format, stick with long format. So I've learned the hard way, and this all started with Stuart's episode with the jet car. I just felt like it wasn't getting the traffic it needed. I created 3 promotional shorts for that, and unfortunately, it made things worse. So live and learn, right? So what's the moral of the story? For now, at least, I'm not doing any more shorts. In fact, I had a general promo video for the channel up, ready to go tomorrow. Today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. But I'm gonna forego that altogether. I just noticed by even posting a couple of shorts, the algorithm is like, oh, you're a shorts channel. So I noticed another drop in my traffic next to almost zero over the last day or so. And, you know, I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm not trying to hurt it. I know that sometimes, guys, the content isn't always the best. The reality is I'm up here in Canada. The weather's not getting any better. You know, the vast majority of my friends, compatriots in the Holden car scene are south of the border. And, you know, ideally, I would love to fly to Nashville once a month or somewhere else in the U.S., film content with some amazing people. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. And, you know, people that you've never even seen on camera yet that I know that have a story to tell and a part to play in the Holden scene in North America. And, of course, my channel isn't just about Holdens, it's about cars in general. But even that, I guess, is starting to confuse the algorithm. So I don't know what to say or what to do other than keep plugging on. Sam Hart said to me, just keep uploading, mate. Don't give up. So he said that to me, of course, long before all these issues happened that are completely self-inflicted. But what are you going to do? So I just thought I'd share all that with you. It's been a bit of a struggle lately, and I'm trying my best. But, you know, what are you going to do? Listen, drop some feedback in the comments if you have anything to add to this conversation. All right, on to community updates. Let's go. Hey, I'm next in line for the car wash. Like to keep the old Silverado clean. We're going to head back to the storage unit this afternoon. I got some housekeeping to do on the truck, and then tomorrow I broke a wheel stud on Amanda's car when I put on her winter tire package, if you will, on the little Sonic. So I got to fix that tomorrow. Yeah, there's always something. Anyways, community news. And I'm going to share a little secret with you towards the end of this segment, but I wanted to talk about Outback in the Midwest. So it was recently announced that the next giveaway car in 2026, Travis Bell and his team have announced, it's going to be a station wagon. That's right, it's going to be a Holden Tourer, if you're following from Australia, and I believe it's peacock green. And there's pictures of that car out there, and I'm going to track some down and I'll put them up on screen right now. The Autohaus guys from Australia posted a pretty entertaining video. If I can find it, I will put a link to that video in this video description. Knowing Mr. Bell and those guys down in Indy, it is the 10th anniversary of the big Holden show in Indy. And, you know, they will probably knock this one out of the ballpark. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, yours truly will be there. Amanda and I are already saving up our pennies for that trip. In fact, in 2026, we are planning and organizing an extended stay south of the border. So yours truly will be down there, I think, roughly 10 days. And the big news there for us is that we'll be going to LS Fest. That's right, we're going to stick around for Bowling Green's LS Fest East the weekend after Outback. So we will see you at LS Fest. Okay, I am in the car wash. So just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of YouTubers that are in the community as well. First one is IPF Racing, that's Zach Watts. He's posted some pretty cool videos lately, and I know that he, if you don't already know, he also has a Holden station wagon, and he is into 3D printing, reverse engineering, custom fabrication, that kind of thing. And I would recommend following his channel, because not only does he review his own products, but he uses his Holden wagon as a test bed for future products, potential products, or at least customization of his own vehicle. And he's got, I don't want to steal his thunder, but he's got huge plans for that car, so you need to go and check it out. The other bit of community news, and another YouTuber is a good friend to myself and to the channel, to the community, Doug Jobin. Doug has a Maloo, and he acquired that car with no motor. So he dropped a motor in that car. He's down in the south of the US. He now has a YouTube channel chronicling the progress on that car. So again, I will put the video link to his channel down in the description of this video. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the other guys. So the other guys is Kelly Metzmaker, Ainsley Metzmaker, and Heather. So they're all down in Nashville, and they're good buddies of ours. I'm going to share a little secret with you, and I'm pretty sure it's okay to say this, but I helped them with their Facebook page. So Other Guys Motorsports. And when Kelly sends me content, Heather and Ainsley or whoever sends me content from whatever they're up to, I also create shorts for them. So don't want to take credit for everything they do, because they do a lot, but I do help with some of that. I also wanted to congratulate Ainsley. Ainsley is about 6 months into his drifting career with the Tick Performance Drift Ute, and I got to show you a couple of videos, because his progress, honestly, from May of this year until November of this year has been incredible. So I'm going to cut to that footage now. Check this out. So yes, congratulations, Ainsley. You're a legend. You're doing phenomenal, and keep up the great work. Can't wait to see what happens in 2026, and hopefully sooner or later, yours truly will get to go for a ride along in the Drift Ute with Ainsley. So you might be thinking, okay, what's going on with the other guy's station wagon? Well, if you don't already know, unfortunately, it's come to a deer strike there at the end of Sick in the Smokies a few weeks back, and suffered some pretty, not catastrophic, but some pretty serious front end damage. Yours truly can't even get a straight answer out of Kelly, right? I'm more likely to become a cocktail waitress at a cocktail bar in Vegas, if you know what I'm saying. Inside joke. Anyways, but no, a picture surfaced recently at a drift event that the other guy's crew was at, of the wagon towing the Drift Ute. And so I posed a question: does this mean the wagon is back on the road or fixed? And the answer I got, I think that came from Heather, was we have a temporary solution for now. So I am pretty confident they acquired some parts off of one of those parts cars they have down there, at least temporarily. Yeah. As for Kelly, well, what's Kelly up to? Well, every day is a new adventure with Mr. Metzmaker. So I'll just roll a little video he sent me that we created a little short for, and yeah, just give you a taste of day in the life of our good friend Kelly. So the last community update I want to talk about is Taco Rebuilds. That is the Holden Jet car that we filmed a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't already seen the episode, go check that footage out. It's in my playlist. And yeah, Stuart has been working on the, I think it was one of the igniters, or I'm not quite sure what the technical word is. So it was having kind of firing issues the day we filmed, but he's got all that resolved, and you know, it's a work in progress, and you got to commend the guy for being kind of ingenious and different, right? So go and check out his channel. I'll put the link in the video description below as well. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. I've got, you know, little chores to do around the truck, getting it ready for winter. I'm going to do a tire rotation soon. As for this thing, well, the Holden will probably come out tomorrow, briefly, get its final cleanup for the year, and then go under the car cover. You know, just do some basic winterization stuff. I have come to the executive decision that I am not going to embark on any little bits of housekeeping body work that I want to do to this thing, including stripping a lot of the paint on the front bumper until the spring. You know, it's great in theory to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it as soon as, you know, it's off the road for the year. But what the camera can convey is, even though I'm in a light hoodie right now, it's like 8 degrees here, and that's warm. Like, it's just Canada beginning in November through April is not really fun. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's the plan. We're just going to give her a final cleanup, and then, you know, get it ready for the winter, and get it underneath a car cover. And unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to the car for now. And then, you know, the focus is just other things. And, you know, if you have content ideas, you have feedback, constructive, please, you know, on anything that I can do to help the entertaining experience. And I know sometimes I'm hot and cold too, you know. I've looked back at some footage and I'm like, oh, you know, I wasn't very lively that day, or, you know, I wasn't very funny, or, you know, I watch back my videos all the time, and it's not ego or hubris. It is, you know, I look at it with a critical eye, right? And, you know, I watch them back, and I become a viewer, you know, while I'm doing it, while I'm editing it. Yeah, I am the content creator, but at the end of the day, you know, I want to be entertained too. So I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. I've got a lot to learn still, and I am forever grateful for all of you tuning in, or even just watching an episode. All I ask is that if I even want to put a smile on your face, hit that like button. And if you've learned anything, or if I've entertained you, or you feel any value in my content whatsoever, whether it be this episode or one of the others in the catalog, consider subscribing. It would mean the world. A lot of people watching don't make that commitment, and I get it. You know, there's so many content creators out there. I mean, I'm probably never going to be able to compete with Matt Armstrong or Tavares or any of the other big name YouTubers. I am just a guy. I'm one of you. But in a way, that kind of makes it more relatable, doesn't it? And, you know, the goal is to get monetized and then go from there. You know, maybe one day together on this journey, I can get out of the storage unit and maybe rent more of a proper garage. And then things could get really interesting, because then I wouldn't have the limitations I have now. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. You know, I am just one of you guys. I am just out here doing my thing, enjoying life, enjoying the sun on my day off. And you know what I'm going to say? Get out there and live life to the max. Let's go.